Hello everyone. I wanted to walk you through the steps to create a blog and make your first posting. Keep in mind that you can find these kinds of tutorials available all over the internet. Quick Google search will reveal lots of WordPress tutorials that you can use. However, if you'd like one more specific to this course, you feel free to watch this one. Remember, you will access all of your weekly topics through our course blog. You received the email, the URL for this in your introductory email, wenzelm@wordpress.com. You'll be using WordPress accounts for your blog postings throughout most of this course. If you are in the right spot, you should be looking at the posting for the first week, a little background of it. You're free to reread that and select any of the links there. We are interested in going over to the blogging topic. That's our first week's topic. You'll recognize the page from class. We're interested in the final page, the assignment tab. You see, after reading through this, I would always recommend to read through all of the instructions first to make sure that you understand what you are required to do. Before you left class, hopefully you garnered the email addresses of about 5 of your classmates whose blogs you'd like to follow. Now, for whatever reason you weren't unable to do that, if you recall, in the introductory email, you can find everyone's email addresses, provided that you know their last name. You can access email addresses in that way. But this tutorial is about creating a blog using WordPress. If you scroll down your assignment tab, you see that there is a video tutorial that I found and posted from YouTube. And I would say it's a good advice to use the most recent online tutorials first. Many software applications are frequently updated, and sometimes the way that you access them changes over time. And then here's a step-by-step listing of instructions. So we're just going to follow those, and we're going to start by clicking on WordPress.com to create a blog. You'll be asked to log in, and I would use your Western Gmail address, and it's going to take you to this kind of introductory page. We are interested right now in selecting my blog to create a blog. You can see here's the course blog already listed, but we're going to create another blog. We're going to make a new blog here. It's going to ask you for your blog address. Once again, I would recommend using your last name and first initial, very similar to your Western email account. And then you can name your blog, and you're free to name your blog anything you'd like. Keep in mind that this may be a professional blog that you want to keep going for many years. So think about your professional dispositions as a teacher. Third option you have down here under privacy, you have two choices, is to make this view of your blog available to anyone, or to block those people that might want to search for your blog using Google or another search engine. Because I need to have access to your blog to grade your assignments, you cannot set it to private, but you have your first two choices. And I typically like this one, the second choice, to block search engines. It does cut down the amount of spam that your blog can attract. Once you've done that, then you scroll down to the bottom of the page and you'll create a blog. And this should then take you to a dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and use the blog that I already created to show you how the dashboard feature works. Okay. Now, once you're at a blog, you'll have kind of a blank slate. There won't be anything on here, but over here in this corner is the dashboard, and so we're going to select that, and this takes you to the menu that has all of the features and functionalities for your blog. Now, over the course of the term, you'll get to play with a lot of these. I want to introduce two that are somewhat helpful for you right now, and that is the posts. If I wanted to post something, I would select here and I would go Add New. Okay, and to add a posting, our first week's assignment is called blogging, not blogging, and then I would add my post. Now, to understand what you need to write about, we would go back to our assignment, go back to blogging, and you'll notice that this week what you need to do is you need to post to your blog first by reading blogs, wikis, podcasts, and other powerful web tools for the classrooms. You download that, take a look at that, and then you have 3 questions that you'd like to respond to. Discuss your thoughts about blogging with students. What are some steps that should be taken? How might you approach the topic of internet safety? You can click on that link there to access more information about internet safety. We'll select that, make sure that that link is still working. And here is a sample letter that you could send to parents to ask permission to blog. So anyway, what you'll do is you'll respond to these 3 questions on your blog. And remember, use a narrative form. You don't need to include these questions. Blogging styles are somewhat informal, but also very informational. And so anyway, you'll write about those. Oops, we want to stay on that page. And you can talk about your 3 questions. There we go. And also remember, according to the rubric, you want to provide evidence, you want to provide links to sources and information and things like that. And so I want to show you how to create a link. First I'm going to do is highlight words that I would like to hyperlink. Then I'm going to select that Insert Edit Link button. It looks kind of like a little chain right here. We're going to click on that. And let's have these 3 questions linked back to the assignment tab. So I'm going to edit, and we'll paste in the URL for that assignment tab, paste, and we'll add link. And so you would respond to the 3 questions, you would provide some links that support your answer and illustrate your thinking, and then when you're all done, then you come over here to this blue button right here and you click publish. No writing errors are found. Well, that's a good sign. And we watch it scroll around, and we're all done. Now in order to see our blog posting, we can click here, and you see talk about your responses to your 3 questions here. And if I wanted to select that hyperlink, that should take me over to the assignment tab. The final thing that I would ask that you do, and this is very important, is you need to share your blog. And so what you'd want to do first off is send the URL of your blog to me at my Woo email address. Remember, the URL is right up here. What you can do is you can copy it and then send it as an email. Compose Wenzel M at Woo, and just a very short email. Remember, professional dispositions say that you should always include some kind of a greeting on your email. Hello Marcus, hello Professor Wenzel, and then you can insert your blog URL. And there you go. And then what I will do is I will compile all these together and put them into an RSS feed. So that's an important step. Also, you want to share your blog address to 5 of your classmates so they can start following your blog. And you can do that in the same way. One neat feature about WordPress, if you remember this initial page, if you go to this reader feature right here, and you can add your friends' blogs under the blogs I follow simply by clicking the edit button, pasting in the URL of the blog that you'd like to follow, and then click follow. That's a very simple way for you to follow your classmates' blogs. So this page right here is kind of your table of contents, your introductory access point to all the WordPress that you'll use. So you come back here and you can access your blog again. There's lots of neat features with WordPress. You'll become more familiar with them. We'll look at widgets down the road so that you can add other features to your WordPress page. And I would encourage you over the next week to play. Remember, nothing is set in stone. If you're not happy with something, you can certainly remove it at any time. But that should get you enough information to get you started for this first week. Thank you.